fans, AdamHarry back again with another quick BoLS unboxing. Today I'm looking at the new Khador Conquest / Victor Colossal Warjack. Just got this in, so plastic wrap's still on it. This is a dual combo kit, meaning you can make one or the other, but not both, unless you magnetize and are really cool like that. I'm pretty pumped about this one. Again, the new Victor, the new Colossal Warjack. So let's stop stalling and jump in the box. Alright, I'm fairly excited about this one. I have built the Conquest before, but that was back when it was like a mix of resin and metal. So I'm curious to see about this one because this is a new plastic kit. That's right, all plastic all the time. So just lay these out real quick. We get some sprues here, sprues, more sprues, the awesome Frisbee disc of a base, and we've got instructions. Alright, I'm going to move the box. So obviously we've got some cards. We've got the instruction kit for the Conquest / Victor, which pretty in-depth, straightforward. There's a lot of bleed over, obviously, like the legs, for instance, are going to be pretty much identical for either version. So that's why they're able to keep the instructions pretty short. But as you can see here, really impressive. Okay, so that's the instructions. I don't really need to say that too much. Before we get into the plastics, let me just take a look at the cards real quick. So we've got the Conquest right here. You know what? Let me just zoom on in for you folks at home so you can take a look. There's the Conquest, which we've seen before. Nothing, I mean, there may be some changes in between the versions here. This is the new 2016 version, obviously. I don't remember the old stats. I don't have my cards with me, so I can't really reference those, but you can see them right here. The main gun's pretty awesome. Range 15, rate of fire 1, AoE 4, POW 15, so pretty scary. And then the 2 secondary batteries and 2 fists, obviously, for each side. This thing will shred through just about anything it gets its paws on. Obviously, the stat blocks there, so... Excuse me. All right. Yeah. Here's the other cards, or the backs of the cards. Power attacks goes through all that stuff. Then the Conquest, the main guns and all that, with the critical devastation and the creeping barrage. So I'm not going to read over those rules. I don't think those changed too much. Here are the other cards for the Victor. So here we have the Khador Colossal Warjack Victor. It's got the Siege Mortar, which is now a range 20, rate of fire 1, AoE 5, POW 15 main cannon. Pretty impressive there. It's got the 2 autocannons, which are a little bit less of a boom, I would say, than the secondary batteries. But it's got a range of 10. Rate of fire is actually D3 for each one. And then the fists, of course, are the exact same. And then looking at the stat blocks here as far as armor and everything like that, pretty much identical. So this thing's got just as many boxes to go through, to chew through, as the other one. And real quick too, points-wise, the Victor's only a point more, so only. Now, so the back of the cards, again, colossal power attacks. Siege Mortar comes with arcing fire, attack type. So each time this weapon is used to make an attack, choose one of the following special effects. You get some cool stuff there. You get Crater, you can make Flare, or you can make the Round Incendiary, which is pretty awesome. It's inaccurate, -4 to attack rolls with this weapon, so landing a target is going to be pretty rough. Again, I believe the mat on this one was only, oh yeah, mat 6, range 4. So, or sorry, rat 4. So, yeah, getting a blast to actually stick is going to be pretty impressive if you can do it. Minimum range is 6 inches, so it's got to stay back to shoot it. Autocannons do have flak fire, so gains additional die and attack rolls with this weapon against models with flight. That's pretty cool. So it's definitely more of an artillery piece than the Conquest was before it. That said, it's still got some pretty beefy power fists, the left and right side, and it's got all this crazy colossal power attack. So that's the cards. Let's zoom out real quick and start taking a look at some of these sprues. So actually, I'm going to pause real quick while I open all these up, and then we'll go through each package. All right, I've got all 3 packages of the sprues here unwrapped. Let's go ahead and just start with one. I'm going to move these out of the way, and we'll actually focus in on just these sprues real quick. You can see here, let's see, I'm not Okay, so we've got feet down here. That one's pretty obvious. Those just kind of glue together. There's the other side. Pretty straightforward there. Those are obviously cannons. Those are possibly shields for the fists. Yeah. And then I'm assuming that this is the torso. Yeah, this is the center torso piece. Kind of goes like that. You've got the face and everything like that. There's the other side. There's two of the cannons as well. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much hollow, which is good. It saves on the weights, and yeah, it keeps cost down actually for the factories. But it's a weight thing. Those are hollow. We show that off too. So actually, this is pretty neat because if you wanted to get really fancy with any kind of like lighting effects, because it's all hollow on the inside, you could get pretty creative with that. So move those to the side. We'll take a look at the next one. I do want to say that the production on these is pretty clean too. There's not a ton of like mold lines. I mean, it's a little bit here and there. I mean, that's what you would expect with plastic, to be perfectly honest. But these are good, crisp mold lines. All the rivets, lots of detail there. Lots of flat space too, if you want to get really creative. Again, all hollow on the inside, which is cool. So very impressive there. There's a little neck piece for the head. Yeah, all the crazy rivets. Those look like the top. So, man, this thing's a beast. Well, it's not the beast, but it's it's the Conquest, the Victor. So pretty awesome looking kit so far. And huge, chunky, blocky stuff. I'm already thinking about the other one that I built that had all the resin and metal parts and how clunky that thing was. This giant hollow plastic is the way to go. I'm not kidding. That's pretty impressive stuff. Move that to the side. Take a look at the last couple of bits here. These two sprues. So we've got more pads and stuff like that all the way around. Part of the cannon, as you can see, they're part of the head. Again, hollow in the back. And then last but not least, we've got more joints and probably the hands, the fingers and stuff like that. Yeah, these right here, and then just more crazy joints for the arms and whatnot. So, wow, pretty beefy. It is a Khador Jack, so that's what you would expect. So again, hollow. Showed that off. Really good sculpts. Really good sculpt, but really clean production-wise with all the plastics with these different sprues. Laid out really simple, really easy to follow. It's not super jam-packed, but that's not saying there's wasted space or anything like that. Again, following the assembly instructions on this is going to be a piece of cake, putting us all together. I like the way they actually laid out the sprue in a lot of these situations because you really just clip out, like I can tell just by looking at it, oh, I want to build this bit, I just clip both of these out and then they fit together just like that. So it's nice. It's a nice touch just when all of the parts that need to go together are on the same sprue next to each other. It makes assembly that much quicker and faster. So, but that's pretty much it for everything in the box for the Conquest/Victor kit here. Again, really cool stuff. I'm really glad to see this bad boy in plastic now. That's going to save on travel time. Plus, if you're using plastic glue, which I recommend, even if you drop this thing, which I don't recommend, but even if you drop this this model, because you're using plastic glue, there's a good chance that it'll just bounce because it's just going to be a better hold than say like super glue. It'd give you a better seal for a lot of stuff. Probably still damage the model, but depending on the drop. But yeah, really cool stuff. Privateer Press, I feel like they knocked it out of the box with this one, knocked it out of the park at least, with this new box. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, go check it out. I'm AdamHarry from BoLS. Thanks again for watching.